Hope everyone has been having an amazing morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you're from. Hope it's been amazing no matter what. My name is EQ and welcome to another episode of Stockaholics. So in today's episode, we're going to be going over market cap, what market cap means, how we're using market cap to decide what we're going to be investing in, all the things that go with market cap, and some of my favorite charts that I use, including market cap. From there, we're going to be looking over some of the calls that we've been making in the last couple of weeks to see how things have been doing, see if we've been making money or losing money, all the stuff that everyone's excited about and is here for. And last but not least, I'm going to be throwing 3 coins your way that I think are going to be great upcoming projects that I haven't seen many people talk about and still have a lot of room to grow. So appreciate all your support and let's get it. Alright, so first things first on this video, we're going to go over what the crypto market cap actually is before we attack the strategies. It's really just a simple, straightforward way of finding out how big a digital currency is and how it can help you make smarter investment decisions. So the total market cap takes the market data from a range of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, EOS, really anything we're going to be covering to provide a fuller real-time picture of how the crypto asset sector is performing. Another important metric to keep an eye on, especially with altcoins, is the total supply. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have limits on their circulating supply, meaning no more than 21 million coins will ever exist. Other coins have a much greater number of coins. Here's looking at UXRP with a supply of 1 billion, and even some coins are infinite, so they can just keep going and going and going, like a Dogecoin. Coins with larger total supply are usually priced much less expensively. Aside from the value of their blockchain technology, scarcity tends to be a driving factor in cryptocurrency values. So circulating supply, which looks at the number of coins available to the public, isn't the only method for calculating crypto market cap. Alternatives include calculating the total supply. Another is maximum supply. Here, market capitalization is calculated by multiplying an altcoin's price by the maximum number of coins that could ever exist. This can be difficult to do. Not only would a higher circulating supply likely affect the price of cryptocurrencies, but some altcoins have no upper limit. So we can keep going, but honestly, I think this is one of my go-to strategies in terms of trading. This will kind of tell you where things are going, especially when you don't really have a clue and you're sitting there wondering how something dipped or boomed so hard. You should probably look at the market cap because that's probably going to give you a good explanation of what's going on in the market itself. Along with that, the market caps of coins are going to also help you find the great things to invest in, things that have potential to boom 10 times, all that kind of stuff. So first things first, if I'm looking for crypto market caps, I start at crypto market. So first things first, I usually start at coin market cap. This is where I might go to for everything in terms of this. So what you're looking for is the market cap, and you can see Bitcoin's at $1 trillion, Ethereum 200 billion, Tether 38 billion, and the list keeps going on and on and on until it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So essentially what comes into play when you're looking at this, let's say top 50 coins, you basically have to be over a market cap of 2 billion in order to be in the top 50 coins. So a lot of times when we're looking for new projects and things that can go 40 times, we want to see what their current market cap is and where they can grow. Now, if it's a finite supply, they can grow a lot faster. If it's an infinite supply, they might not reach any sort of target because the supply is just unlimited, so they lose that special value that Bitcoin or something like that would have. So for example, if I'm going down this list, let's find one that we talked about before. Let's say with Luna. Luna is only at a $1 billion market cap right now, so even to get into the top 50 on Luna, it can double the number that it's currently at and still be just touching the top 50. So if Luna wanted to go to 10 billion, that means it has 10 times space to grow, and it's a plausible idea. Whereas let's say you go up to an Ethereum and you want to see if Ethereum is going to reach $60,000, it's probably unlikely at this exact moment, just because for that number to get up to, for this to even get to $1 trillion, is going to be tough for them, but you're looking at like a 10-20 trillion dollar move in order for Ethereum to get to where Bitcoin would be. So that's why it's always going to be a cheaper price. Yeah, at certain point, I do agree that Ethereum is going to start gaining more on a daily basis, but it's still going to be a lesser value than Bitcoin is. So let's do another little example here. We'll dive into, I know someone in the Discord group asked about Harmony, so we can go into here. So when I'm looking at Harmony, they do have a max supply, and right now they're at 755 million. So even for them to get it to a 1.5 billion, to double that, 16 cents, is plausible. Now there's other coins. This is essentially what I was talking about with Dego the other day, and this is why it got my attention, because Dego is $27 with a $232,000 market cap. So even if it got to a $232 million market cap, so even if Dego wanted to 5 times, it's only going to be at 1 billion. Yeah. So Dego can still essentially 5 times and still be at a 1 billion market cap and still not be in the top 50. So Dego still has room to 10 times, and that's kind of why I was going on that with market cap. So if you find a really good project with a low market cap and a finite supply, this one 21 million, the same as Bitcoin. So this can be very, very valuable going into the future. So the reason why I wanted to bring that up a little bit is so we can jump into the total market cap charts. So when you go to TradingView, you want to type in total. You'll see this one here is number 1, and then total 2 is the altcoins, technically, because it excludes Bitcoin. So I have these with my DXY because that's also a very valuable indicator. The dollar index definitely is a good sign to determine whether the market's going to be going up or down, but I think the total crypto markets and the caps are going to do more than the DXY does. So you can see here, since February 12th, we've basically been in a consolidation channel, going up and down, up and down. You can see everything is a sea of red right now, and it just so happens that the crypto market cap for altcoins is hitting the 200-day EMA right now, and came back up a little bit, trying to find support, but it is still in the channel. It found resistance at the top of the channel, so it wasn't able to break. This technically could be considered a double top, and if you want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, almost had 5 resistance points, which shows that it wasn't going to break yet. Hopefully this will be enough of a reset to come up again and hopefully test support. And this is another reason why I keep saying that I don't think the market's actually done its full impulse move, because even if we watch this come up to here, the whole market is pretty much going to turn bright green, and everything is going to be going from anywhere from 5% to 100%, which we've seen in the last couple of days, which was this little boom, and then earlier today this caused it to spike right before all the sellers came in and pushed price back down on the rejection. Now when I'm looking at this, I also see on the STO RSI, this is oversold at the moment. So that's a great sign. You're about to get blue over red, which is always good. You can see this resistance on the RSI on this chart, which is coming down. Hopefully it's going to find support. If not, it might come down a little bit further. I don't think it will. So this is kind of where we've been sitting the last couple of days and weeks per se. And what makes this valuable is because, let's say price does break out and it wants to hold support at this line and hold support, this is going to boomtown. So if this decides to make an impulse move, the entire market is going to make an impulse move all at the same time. And we're going to see gains in things that we haven't seen pretty much since January, which was an insane month for crypto. But we haven't seen any really big gains like that in a while. It's going to be a nice little impulse move once that actually breaks out. So we're hoping right now that this is going to hold this support that is held across the board. If not, my support zone 2 is going to be listed around here. And that's going to be an emergency situation, but I'm pretty sure this is going to hold and come back up. And then we're going to see a massive move in the crypto market. So that's from the total 2 chart. That's pretty much how I go about using market cap and using this chart as a determination for my other chart. So if I see, let's say, Sushi or Dego or something that has a really nice setup building, and I look at the total market cap and it looks like it can start increasing, I'm going to put more money into one of those than a project that is breaking out of a sideways channel or something like that that hasn't found the support, because they're more likely in that short-term situation to get a ton of money. And that's all what we're here for at the end of the day. Yeah, we want to make good decisions and we want to hold long-term, but if you can put your money into something that's going to be making you those extra investments in the next couple of weeks, you can take that money that you earned and move it into the coin that is going to be the next boom that just broke out of a channel and is finding support. Alright, now speaking of Dego, since we're on it, we're going to do a little overview of some of the calls we made throughout the last couple weeks. Like Luna's still going off, great impulse move. It's already made its retracements multiple times. This one has plenty of room on the 4-hour chart to grow. We're just waiting for the market cap chart to give it the space. But this one is definitely going to continue growing and growing. I don't think Luna's going to be stopping anytime soon. So that's a great spot for Luna. If you're waiting to buy, I would still hold out. You might get a good drop, but I would say this was your buying point and this was your buying point. And this might be a little late at the moment. But if you want to, go ahead. Moving on to Dego, one of the only ones that is green right now. Somehow, some way. Dego is ready to go. It has plenty of space on this RSI. It just needs to break the resistance here. And the volume needs to come up because the seller volume absolutely crushed where it was going in terms of everything. FET has been doing pretty well. This one's been consistently increasing. I would wait until this gets into more of a sideways channel consolidation to buy in if you're waiting for that. But if you are in FET, congratulations, you had a great day. And another one I'll touch up on, Matic. Matic is in a very interesting spot. I'm going to be watching this one closer to buying some more. I think it's going to hold support right in this area and continue to go up. Matic's been doing very well for me recently. And the last one we can go over is Fala, which is in this channel now. Hopefully this is going to be breaking soon and testing the next levels on its road up to break this $3 point, which would be fantastic for us. So I'm looking forward to that. Definitely keep my eye on those. I know I said last but not least, but let's keep going on Engine because this is another big one for us. From the NFT video, if you didn't watch that, this was one of the big picks with Dego and UOS. And Engine coin is also holding a nice support here. It can drop down, which I don't think it will. It might hold on this point before it breaks down to the green. But overall, I think this is going to be the support that it holds, and it's going to continue to move up. So all in all, have no fear. Yeah, the market is all red, but as long as you can watch these total 2s and total 1s and keep an eye on these market caps, you can get a general idea of where the market might be moving. And that's where you see a lot of these bigger traders coming out and being like, oh, I told everyone to sell here. I'm such a big trader, blah, blah, blah. That's because they were just sitting here and they saw this hit a peak resistance and it hit a double top on this side, so they decided to sell off their cryptos for the time being and then look like geniuses. But at the end of the day, they're just using this chart, and this is determining exactly what their prices are going to be going to, because if this continues to go down, the market caps of each coin can only be so high. So this number needs to be as high as possible in order for the market caps of every coin to be as high as possible. Alright, and to top off this video, we're going to be going over 3 coins, 2 of which are going to be released tomorrow on KuCoin. I like to use KuCoin mostly, so they're going to be most of the coins that I choose, and I want to be able to choose coins that the people follow me and that use the same platforms as me can buy at the same time as me. So yeah, Polkamarkets is going to be available on KuCoin tomorrow. Big one. So we have a max supply of 100 million. We only have a $43 million market cap right now, ranked 517 at $3. So this thing has plenty room to grow. It's part of the DeFi system, Polkadot system, so that's great. 2 really strong systems. DeFi is blowing up. Let's see, DeFi-Powered Market Prediction for cross-chain information exchanges and trading, where users take positions on outcomes of real-world events in a decentralized and operatable platform on DOT. One of those things is, I don't know if you've seen the gambling, it'll be like, who's going to be president, and then you can vote on it and do this and that, and whoever wins, they get the pot, and whoever loses, they did that, and they lost their money, but it's a DeFi gambling, and that technically becomes an NFT at that point, which is great. So Polkamarkets launched on January 28th, brand new project based out of Bali, London, Lisbon. Polkamarket aims to solve problems in prediction market industries and lack of liquidity in markets, lack of traders, duplicate of confusing markets by incentivizing liquidity providers and traders to facilitate and take large positions, while a system for curation and resolution ensures efficient and trustworthy markets. So there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. If you come to here, it talks about how it's powered by DeFi, NFTs, and DOT. So you're putting 2 really big things together, which is kind of why we love Dego. And you're putting it on the DOT system, on the DOT ecosystem. So here's one of the things I was kind of showing. Will Joe Biden be inaugurated as president? Yes or no? Whoever pressed yes would have gotten that money. Whoever pressed no would have lost the money. And you're performing in a fun gambling in a DeFi market, which is pretty incredible. So DeFi-Powered Prediction Market built for cross-chain information. Users can monetize their forecasts of future outcomes and events with an operable and decentralized infrastructure where your beliefs become assets with financial value traded openly on the market. Buy and sell fractions of event outcomes, or even create your own event where others can take their own positions. So the entertainment DeFi side of it, more than just a prediction market, will have important entertainment features. These include NFT-based gamification, live streaming integration for in-play positions on esports and sports, on daily crypto live markets, live chats, and virtual events. This is going to be huge because this is the kind of company that can get a contract with, let's say, FanDuel or DraftKings or something like that and really go to the next level, especially considering the market cap that it's at. This is one of those that can blow up, especially considering what they're offering. I'm a big fan of everything that's been on here so far. It's a brand new token. So if you want to learn more, you can dig into that. Goes a little more, basically has all the information, but in a slideshow form. If you want to go through the white paper of this, is the best way to do it. And this kind of goes over what this offers compared to everything else and what Polkadot can offer in terms of being the ecosystem of choice. So keep your eye out on this. And here's another one of their website on their about page, kind of goes over the same kind of stuff. You go through their team, they're looking for positions, which is great. So Polkamarkets, now everything, time for the part that everyone wants. Oh, I forgot, this one is so new they don't even have a chart on TradingView. So I forgot that I had to do this. I'm gonna go to Polkamarket. Now from here I can go to, where did I find it before? Oh, there it is. So I had to go into here to find the actual price values and chart for Polk, which you can see. Has been making good moves. It's been in a sideways channel, had a nice impulse move, and it's coming back down and finding support. Can I do this? Hey. You got a nice little support hold right here, potential. Now this is going to be released tomorrow, so it's probably going to blow up. I would wait just a little bit for it to cool down, because every time something gets released on KuCoin, there's a huge price jump and then everyone dumps from all the people that were holding on to previously. Because if you're on Uniswap, sorry I keep going back and forth, but if you're on Uniswap or 1inch or Gate, you're able to buy POLK right now and get it before the boom. So a lot of those people are going to wait for tomorrow and sell off. But beyond that, we're just waiting for some volume to show up. Everything else though, POLK is looking great. It can even come down a little bit more in my honest opinion, but I think it's going to hold where it is and keep continuing coming up. Moving on to the next one, Kryll. Kryll, the downside on Kryll is that it is an infinite coin. It's ranked 812, but it only has a $13 million market cap right now, which is tiny. So this is one of the reasons why I would say that this can grow. Dig into it a little more. Launched in 2018 from France. A zero dev skill automated strategies building platform. Users can create and run crypto trading strategies on the cloud 24/7 through a drag and drop editor. The marketplace is available and allows users to choose from hundreds of strategies created by the community. So I had a little look into this and it is pretty cool. I'm going to take some dives. Here's their website. Some of the things that they're offering in terms of the strategies that people are building. You can see the percentages that they're making off of those strategies. They're massive. So that's a really cool thing, is that you can build your strategies within here and then sell them to other users. So here's a little look at Kryll, which is pretty interesting. You can connect your exchanges directly, and from there you can set up all sorts of different things like strategies. They go over kind of what it is. I'm going to leave this. So when you go to create a strategy, they show you a bunch of stuff, but you can literally say, I want to buy so you can kind of place where you want everything to go. So let's say if the RSI on this goes to a certain point, we're going to buy, and when it gets to here, we're going to sell, and so on and so forth. And it's honestly really incredible that you can build this kind of like that, and build these roadways and pathways and so on and so forth, and really set up a true trading strategy and bot without any sort of dev experience. And then you can build and sell these strategies through the marketplace, which essentially makes it kind of an NFT, but it's a really, really interesting thing. And that's one of the main reasons why I'm considering getting into Kryll, just because the possibilities of this are going to be ridiculous, and people are going to be able to build out some really, really good strategies on high-tech machines and make tons of money. And that's usually what drives this market. So now I know we do have this chart, Kryll. Kryll's been booming right now. We're going to wait for it to slow down a little bit, which is ironic because this one is also going to be released on Coinbase tomorrow. So we're probably going to see this price skyrocket even higher than what it currently is. So we're definitely going to be sitting around and waiting for some sort of pullback and some sort of dip on this so we can get into it, just because it's going to be a real hot coin right now. This technically was a major SR flip. So this triggered that impulse move when you had a major SR flip. This technically has been sitting in some sort of trying sideways channel for a little bit. If you really want to stretch it out, it'd be something like this, where you see that it tried to break out, finally found support and took off, but it did break out pretty high from the sideways channel and fell back in. So it's pretty volatile. Definitely watch out for that. Other than that though, Kryll is going to be a pretty interesting one to watch in the coming days. Definitely remember to wait and not buy when things are going up like this. You want it to be coming down. Do the opposite of what everyone else is doing and the charts are doing. If everything's going up, sell a little bit. If it's going down, buy a little bit. Sounds crazy, but it works. Moving on to the last but not least is going to be Ideaology. Ideaology is another one with 500 million, but a 3 million or almost a $4 million market cap, which is tiny at 32 cents. So even if it wanted to get to 2 billion, you're looking at a massive move on Ideaology, only ranked 1000th right now. You can see it's a little interesting chart move at the moment. This is also one of the Kryll projects, so a lot of their stuff is based off of Kryll. So this really is this is the best way to describe is a crowdfunding method for investors and developers and innovators. Puts everything mixed together and allows you to do it through coins, which I think is going to have a lot of value just from seeing what NFTs have done so far. Once you allow crowdfunding and things like that and the amount of money that people have in crypto, I think they're going to be spending a lot of money, and then a lot of crazy ideas are going to be created in the next couple of years. So Idea is another one to watch. This one is on KuCoin right now. It's already been on there for a couple of weeks, I want to say. But it is definitely a nice project, something to look at. So Ideaology is building a safe and efficient environment for talented professionals and investors that want to support entrepreneurs with their ideas. Current solutions are expensive, slow, and centralized. With the Ideaology, everyone can collaborate, brainstorm, and fund under one thriving ecosystem that makes cooperation among development teams and investors as integrated as possible. So essentially it goes through all the things that you can do with Ideaology, the tokenomics of Ideaology, essentially what they're going to do with their mining and their rewards and sales, and essentially how they're breaking up their tokens based on teams. Some of the freelance work and stuff, the things that you can do on Ideaology, being able to find teams and put everyone together. And that's almost the crazy part too, is that not only are you crowdfunding companies, but you're crowdfunding employees at the same time, and you can find really amazing teams that you can be a part of and join that you would never have found otherwise. So we're entering a new era of civilization. The brilliant future we have envisioned through decades past is becoming a reality at last. With blockchain technology rapidly advancing into all segments of our society and leading the revolution towards real freedom and new economic and social systems, we are doing our part to put this freedom and possibility into the hands of entrepreneurs, workers, artists, scientists, engineers, and people. Extraordinary solutions are going to be needed to change our world for the better. This is what we're building. This is Ideaology. Digital business is the playground of the future. So you can see there's a lot of stuff going on with this. Here's the white paper for Ideaology as well. It goes into their ecosystems a little more, kind of covers essentially the same stuff, just in more depth if you want to take a look at any of this. I'm going to add some of these links in the comments or in the description for this video, so make sure to peep those. But yeah, everything looks really good on Ideaology, and I think it has a pretty decent amount of potential to consider moving forward into the future. Ideaology, this is where I figured out that it was part of the Kryll network, because it talks about Kryll.io with Ideaology. So that's going to be really interesting. It's ironic that I picked both at the same time, but hey, it's probably a good sign. And the part that everyone really cares about, let's pull this bad boy up on Ideaology. We're getting a nice little dip now, so it is getting to a good buy point. Now normally if I'm doing this, I'll drop down to a 1 hour to find really good support and resistance flip areas. So we're going to have a really important area right here. You get an important area right here, which just so happens to be the area it's at now. And you're going to get an area here. Those are going to be the main ones that I'm watching at the moment. Based on its impulse move already, I wouldn't even really consider that an impulse move, to be honest. I would consider this more of a channel that did not find support, unfortunately. So Ideaology is still trying to find support, but you're at the 200. Oh, let's go to a 4-hour chart now. You still have some space, but it's pulling down to the midway point. Hopefully it holds. You want Ideaology to come up out of this channel, which could be longer, come out of the channel, hold support. My potential support areas for this are going to be here and here. What might be where to hold support before it takes off. But if you're trying to get into something like this, definitely make sure that you're getting your confirmation and a support hold before you're buying, or else you might get stuck in this kind of situation where you bought up here thinking it's booming, and next thing you know, you crash. Hopefully you would have gotten out when it came out up to here and did a double top. If not, guess you're holding for a little bit longer. It's not the worst thing in the world, especially on a good project, but you lost those gains, so let's work to get those back. That about wraps up this video too. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you could do me a massive favor and like this video, subscribe to the channel, do everything you gotta do. Every little bit of support goes a massively, massively long way. All the support I've been getting from the Discord group and everything like that, I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing. And let's continue to go to this moon together. Later.
Yeah, these niggas come too. All the biggest running outside of the city. I spent a drink on the Rickies. I'm making plays and I drink on the cricket. That boy got duck cause he moving too risky. These niggas in, we did it.
You be struggling in the kitchen right now. That's what you be doing.